Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Welcome to Dr Fizah Social Psychology class. We are going to talk about social cognition this week, about how we think about the social world. So basically, the topic for today, on social cognition is divided into 4 parts. The first part, we are going to talk about what is social cognition and what are the types of social cognition that we have, what I call heuristics. The second part, I'm going to discuss about schemas, which is our mental frameworks. And then we are looking into some potential sources of error in social cognition. And finally, we are looking into how affect and cognition is interrelated. Alright, so basically, you guys, when you wake up today in the morning, I bet you all open your Facebook accounts or Instagram or your Twitter in order to look at what kind of information that might be of your interest. So basically, all this information are complex, so you will be facing with overload of information. That doesn't count information that you get from your literature reading for your final year project, right? So all this information is overload. So you should think that this social world that you are living in has a lot of information. The information is many and you cannot even digest even one information in your brain. So basically, social cognition helps you to make decision about all this information that you are facing, and you have the tendency to try to understand these complex issues that happens around you. So that since there are a overload of information, you tend to digest less optimally rational way of thinking, and what we call heuristics, or rule of thumb, which is included in the automatic way of processing or thinking. So let us look what is heuristics. Right? Heuristic, like what I've said just now, it is rule of thumb that can help to reduce your effort of thinking about social world. Because I guarantee that you are not able or capable of filtering a lot of information, and you tend to be in a state of information overload. So you will be in the situation where you are uncertain about the decision that you need to make based on the information that you face. So heuristics is the term that we are going to learn today, that refers to the simple rule for making complex decision or trying to draw an inference in a rapid and seemingly effortless manner. Or besides heuristic, we also call it mental shortcuts or rule of thumbs. So these are terms that give the same meaning. All right, so let us look today. In this part, there are 4 types of heuristics. The first one is representative heuristics. Secondly is availability heuristic. And then the third is anchoring and adjustment heuristic. And the fourth is status quo heuristic. So let us look into the first one. So sometimes you may want to make a judgment or making a decision about something based on the resemblance or similarities of certain stimuli. So you want to make a judgment based on the extent to which certain stimuli or event resemble other stimuli or categories or events. Meaning here, you look into certain personalities, lifestyles and background of certain individual to make judgment about their personalities, the background and the lifestyle. So the more similar an individual is to typical members of a given group, the more likely he or she is to belong to that group. So basically, you make a judgment based on base rates, and this judgment may be incorrect. All right. So secondly is availability heuristics. Availability heuristics is a types of mental shortcut in making decision based on how specific kind of information is easily accessible in your mind. Okay, and the information that is already in your mind and assumed to be important could influence your judgment and decision. For example, in your mind, you might thought about having a big car is safer than having a small car because you have seen certain accidents occur caused by a big cars, for example. Or you might have a certain kind of information in your mind about those who have a very high CGPA, always become a dean's list. At the end of the day, they will become a very successful person in their career. But some people may underestimate people who have low CGPA, but maybe in terms of the character building, they are very, very good. So this is certain kind of decision making you make about certain individual based on the information that is available in your mind. All right. So the third types of heuristic is called anchoring and adjustment heuristics. This is a heuristic that involves the tendency to use a number of value as a starting point to which we then make adjustment, and it often occur when buyers and sellers want to give some room for bargaining. So biasanya bila you nak beli barang, you will start at certain number value and then you try to bargain in order to make decision whether you want to buy or not. So it is a good aim. It's a good way of heuristic in order to reach a good deal or a good bargain. Okay, the final types of heuristic or mental shortcut is what we call status quo heuristic. For example, you want to buy you want to buy telephone, or you want to buy certain cosmetic products, for example. Of course, you want to buy a cosmetic product that can you use and easily accessible, like always in the advertisement. So you got lured by the advertisement and you buy because it always appear in the advertisement. So this status quo heuristic, okay, refers to objects and options that are more easily retrieved from memory, maybe because it is judged based on good, okay, and as a better than object and option that are new, rarely encountered, or represent a change from a status quo. For example, in terms of buying car, I like Honda. So Honda has been in the market for a very, very long time. So I would buy Honda as my favorite car to buy. Although, you know, Proton has come out with a new car, very fashionable, very reliable, but I still want to buy Honda because it's already in the market for a very long time, and I don't want to take risk for something new that I don't know whether it's quality or not. Just like when you want to buy phone, you know, a new phone coming out, don't trust whether in terms of the market it is, you know, compatible compared to the phone like iPhone, like Samsung that you want to buy, and suddenly ada keluar telefon Coco telefon namanya. So you don't really buy Coco because it's very new in the market, for example. So you buy Samsung or iPhone. So there you go, 4 types of heuristics or mental shortcut that help you to make a decision of something that you want to do in your life, whether you want to look for a partner, whether you want to buy some stuff, whether you want to look for good friends or life partner, anything. These are all shortcuts in terms of making decision in your life.